Friends, you can have the sharpest business plan, the best marketing, the fattest bank account. Life and everything from the outside could look great. But if you don't have anyone to call when that deal falls through, whenever life looks troublesome, whenever you're trying to figure out which way's up, you're bankrupt in the ways that matter most. I think it's fascinating to me that as I consult with business owners and Deca millionaires place a lot of stock in a handful of true friends. True friends. We use this term friends very loosely. Like even my coaches, hey friend, how are you? And I love my coaches. They're great people, but we're not friends. We're acquaintances. We're relational in nature. We're business colleagues, but we're not friends. What is a friend in my definition? A friend is that person that you can call at 2 o'clock in the morning. They answer the phone and is like, I'll get the shovel where we're going. I mean, that type of friend. A friend is the type of person that has your back whenever you're not in the rooms and somebody says something. It's like, hey, that's my friend. You don't talk about him that way. A friend is somebody who is closer than a brother. It's the people that you adopt to be your family that aren't blood related. It's those individuals that if you were met with a shorter than expected life, that you would want carrying your casket. Those are true friends. I can remember early in life, I had dozens of quote friends. I remember my father telling me something that I didn't understand at the time. And he said, son, the older you get, if you have a handful, 5 true friends, you're a blessed man beyond measure. As I've been thinking through this, I'm confident that I have 4 friends that are not immediate family members. I'm confident in my 4 friends. These individuals I could call at any given hour of the day. They'll speak to me truthfully. They'll lean into me. They will be joyful when I'm joyful, and they'll weep when I'm weeping. The reality is that we chase the dollar so much, we lose our friends. Now, I realize there are seasons of life. I realize that, especially now as my kids are getting older in that teenage years and one's in college and the other one's about to graduate and they're going 1,000 different directions. Oh my goodness, life is pulling me many different ways. But my friends are the ones who send me a message like this morning and say, hey man, I'm praying for you today. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm praying for you. That is a true friend. Most business owners often treat friendship as same day priorities. Like, yeah, I'll call you back. I need you today. That's not a true friend. The reality is that a true friend impacts your decision-making, your resilience, and even your profits. Today, I want to talk about why friendship is the highest return on investment you'll ever make. First of all is isolation. Isolating ourselves and getting away from everybody else is a profit killer. As I've been talking with more and more Deca millionaires and even billionaires at this point, it's pretty interesting to see how my doors are opening. I'm seeing something interesting. Leaders without trusted relationships make riskier decisions. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're weighing option A or option B and you can rationalize both sides of that coin? And you're wondering, which way do I go? Man, maybe you're sitting back and saying, hey, God, give me some direction here. Like, show me a miracle. Show me a sign, right? Let a shooting star fly across the sky right now. And you're looking. I know I'm being a little tongue in cheek, but how many times have we dealt with that? You know what I've often seen, and now I'm seeing it even more upon my friends in business, is they have a handful of trusted people who know them, who know their vision, know their mission, know their values. And they lean in. If we build a trusted circle around us of people who want what's best for our lives, then they can see our blind spots before your bottom line ever pays for them. That's the power of a friend. They speak into your blind spots. Now, that's interesting. Another thing I've noticed with Deca millionaires is that they align themselves with friends who can save them from their own bad, dumbest decisions. Have you ever made a decision? I know I have. I've made gazillions of these. And it's like, oh, Justin, what were you thinking? That's so stupid. Come on, man. What would your buddy so-and-so say at this point? I try not to call my friends' names on the air, but what would my best friends say? You know what? The best correction that I've ever gotten, they sting. They sting. I can still remember My youth leader, who is a friend, if I called him today, he would show up. I can still remember him saying, son, your pride, your hubris pride is going to sink you. And then he went on to say, it's like you got these little rubber duckies just floating on the lake and you got them all in perfect alignment. And here comes a motorboat across them. It's going to chop their heads off with a prop. Literally what he said. I've never forgotten it. It went through my thick-headed skull at the age of about 19. Because the best correction that we often get, the best admonitions we often get, they sting. A true friend isn't afraid to speak the truth into your life. But let's be honest. Many of us who people consider our friends, we would never be authentically true with them because we don't want to offend them. A true friend doesn't care about that. See, a friend will save you from making bad decisions. So one of the things that I noticed Deca millionaires do is they let friends, true friends, have veto power on their biggest moves. I have a buddy of mine. He's a friend. Every Monday we talk whenever we can connect. Sometimes we have meetings that don't correlate. Every Monday we talk and we have our biggest decisions and we talk about it. And I say, here's what I'm thinking. Here's how I came to the conclusion. Challenge it. And he challenges it. And some days he's like, Goodbread, you're not thinking about this right here. Think about it this way. I'm like, oh, dude, you're right. He said, I'm vetoing this one. Cool. And then I've done the same to him because whenever you have a true friend, if you let them have veto decision over your biggest moves, it's crazy. And it's not just about avoiding the mistakes. The third thing I notice about Deca millionaires and friends is this. Your emotional resilience is tied to your relational depth. Let me say that again. Your emotional resilience, that tenacity, that resilience, that stickability, that spizzamarunk, as you would say, and my grandma used to say, that pull yourselves up by the bootstrap is directly tied to your relational depth. Every single time. You see, one of the things I've noticed is that resilient leaders aren't tougher. They're better connected. In my own life, I have many friends who have been by me through some very hard times. Some of you have heard me speak about these when I'm on stage, and some of you who've listened to the podcast for a length of time, you know the hardship, the deep pain that my wife and I have gone through in the last 30 years of life and business. We've all gone through pain. Every one of us as a human being has felt hardship and heartache and turmoil and grief and struggles. We've all been there. You know what's amazing is that true friendship is created and invested in before the storm, not during. Whenever I found myself in a storm, my closest friends surround me. They come to me and they comfort me. They encourage me. They speak life into me. They speak encouragement into me. And they create resilience. If you don't have those friends, then you're not going to make it through the storm. So not only they speak resilience, but here's what else I notice. Whenever I'm around my friends, we have shared values. Interests can change. Like I love to hunt. I love to offshore fish. I'm not much for golf. I can play it. I shoot okay. I'm just not much for golf. Two of my buddies, they love to play golf and they're all the time playing golf together. I wish them the best. It's just not my thing. I would much rather be chasing a buck or an elk or a turkey or trying to find a marlin or a wahoo or something of that nature. That's just who I am. I don't really care to run around and chase a stupid white ball. You're like, Justin, you're not good at it. No, I played some of the top courses. I played TPC at Sawgrass. I played Augusta National, man. So we can have a shared values and different interests. What's amazing is that as we filter our friendships, we align character, not common hobbies. Oftentimes millionaires, they find friends who have the same hobbies. Deca millionaires align themselves with character. You ever notice that? People who go to the same soccer games, all of a sudden we're buddies. People go to football games together, we're buddies. People go here, we're buddies. That's the way a millionaire thinks. A Deca millionaire says, no, here's the character at which I want to operate my life. I'm going to find those individuals who operate in the same way. Why? Because the fifth point is this: wrong relationship, bad friends will cost you more than bad employees. A toxic friend can bankrupt your reputation faster than any incompetent team member. Every single time. I have seen this played out in many lives. I've experienced this where I thought I had somebody as my friend. Life got a little squirrely, sideways, turmoil, struggles, storms, whatever, and they stab you in the back and they go out and they kill your reputation. I had this one individual years ago that his wife actually worked for me, and they were renting a house from us, And we had given them, all but given them a car. And whenever it came time that I needed a friend, I thought they were my friend. And instead, they stabbed me in the back and went out and ran their mouth in my circles to do more and more damning harm to my life. The wrong friends can cost you more than any bad employee. So may I challenge you, if you're looking at your friends right now, audit your friendships. Audit your friendship and invest in them in the same rigor and the same manner in which you audit your P&L and you invest in your business. May I challenge you, just today, you have that 1, 2, 3 friends. May I challenge you to take it deeper with them. Be more vulnerable. Be more of an encourager. Send them a voicemail today. I do this occasionally. I'll send them a text message. Say, hey, man, I love you. Just praying for you and your family today. What can I do to serve you? It's my little voicemail to them. I try to record a voicemail about once a month for my friends, my closest friends. And we see each other often. We're all the time talking. We're texting each other. We're having a blast. Who can you deepen your friendship with? And who's that friend that you can go to and release? Just release, whatever it is. May I challenge you? Today's the day. Invest in your friendship. We'll talk to you next time.